Federal lawmakers unveiled their third Ukraine aid package this year. Austin Congressman Michael McCaul stopped by our studio today to talk about that funding and a potential government shutdown. McCaul is the lead Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He also spoke with us about some challenges to our national security. What do we need to do? What major security gaps are there that we need to really address?
Well, the biggest one were our semiconductor chips I introduced the Chips for America Act, got it passed. It's going to be great for Texas. You're going to see a lot of investment here in Texas, like Samsung, $250 billion, probably Micron, other companies like Intel. But most importantly, we did it because we didn't want this manufactured offshore. We wanted it in the United States. They're a valuable national security asset. They're in everything from your phone to your vehicle, but most importantly, our most advanced weapon systems have these chips, and without them, we can't make these weapon systems that are, say, going into Ukraine right now or backfilling the eastern flank of NATO. So it's our ability to secure it as well, because Taiwan has about 90% of the advanced semiconductor manufacturing. Imagine if tomorrow Chairman Xi in China invaded Taiwan, what that would mean for us and for the world.
So we've seen the threat of foreign cyber attacks dominate the headlines as of late. And when we talk about the CHIPS Act, how will that address those potential threats?
Well, if we can make these advanced semiconductor chips in the United States, they're not vulnerable to espionage or a foreign nation state like China, Russia, Iran, that's how we're going to better protect on the defense. We're very good on the offense on cyber. Defense is always tricky, and it's an evolving threat. And I will say we're also looking at communications within China, Russia, Iran right now after the protests of the young woman who was killed in the streets. How can we bring, say, Starlink in, like we brought into Ukraine, to have a satellite system and a network that will provide communications for people who are oppressed in Iran?
Okay, and then shifting gears right now, we've seen migrants coming from Mexico, but not only just there, but really Cuba and Venezuela. And so are there conversations we need to have with other countries to remedy some of the things that we've been seeing?
Yeah, and you're correct. I mean, it's not really Mexico. They're coming through Mexico, but it's primarily Venezuela because of Maduro, the dictator. We see, hundreds of thousands fleeing Venezuela into Colombia coming up, Cuba as well, Nicaragua. What do those three have in common? They're aligned with China, Russia, and Iran in our hemisphere. So we got to wake up and start paying attention to our foreign adversaries in our own hemisphere and how we can stop these oppressive dictatorships, because that's what's leading to a lot of the flood of migration. And then we have to look at, policies that were working, in my opinion, like Remain in Mexico, that dealt with political asylum claims, but didn't have them touch base in the United States, or then they're released into the country.
And we know that some lawmakers have unveiled that short-term spending bill that would provide more than 12, I believe it's billion, to Ukraine to avoid a potential shutdown. Your thoughts on that? What does Congress need to do to avoid that?
Well, we'd like to see a clean CR without a lot of other stuff in there. The Ukraine support is very important to me. I've been leading the efforts in Congress to get to Ukraine what they need. I think for too long, I wanted them to have these weapons before the invasion, and we've been playing catch up. They finally are getting the smart weapon systems and longer range artillery that is working, and we're seeing that right now in Ukraine with their counteroffensive. They really have the Russians on their heels now, and Putin is in a very difficult spot politically, having to draft 300,000 Russians to go into Ukraine. So they're actually winning. But we got to continue to get these weapons in, so I'm a big supporter of that. We'll see what comes out of the Senate, but I don't think you're going to see a government shutdown.